Bandung is the capital of West Java province in Indonesia and the country's third largest city by population, with a population of over 2.5 million in the city itself, while its sprawling metropolitan area had a population of 8.6 million in 2011. Located 768 meters above sea level, approximately 140 kilometers southeast of Jakarta, Bandung has cooler temperatures year-round than most other Indonesian cities. The city lies on a river basin surrounded by volcanic mountains. This topography provides a good natural defense system, which was the primary reason for the Dutch East Indies government's plan to move the colony capital from Batavia to Bandung. The Dutch colonials first established tea plantations around the mountains in the 18th century, and a road was constructed to connect the plantation area to the capital to the northwest. The Dutch inhabitants of the city demanded establishment of a municipality, which was granted in 1906, and Bandung gradually developed itself into a resort city for plantation owners. Luxurious hotels, restaurants, cafes and European boutiques were opened, hence the city was nicknamed Paris van Java. Since Indonesia initially declared independence in 1945, the city has experienced rapid development and urbanization, transforming Bandung from an idyllic town into a dense 16,500 people per square kilometer metropolitan area, a living space for over 2.5 million people. Natural resources have been exploited excessively, particularly by conversion of protected upland area into highland villas and real estate. Although the city has encountered many problems, Bandung still attracts large numbers of tourists, immigrants and weekend travelers. Geography. Bandung, the capital of West Java province, located about 180 kilometers southeast of Jakarta, is the third largest city in Indonesia. Its elevation is 768 meters above sea level and is surrounded by up to 2,400 meters high late tertiary and quaternary volcanic terrain. The 400 square kilometers flat of central Bandung Plain is situated in the middle of 2,340.88 square kilometers wide of the Bandung Basin. The basin comprises Bandung, the Cimahi city, part of Bandung Regency, part of West Bandung Regency, and part of Sumedang Regency. The basin's main river is the Citarum. One of its branches, the Sekar Pundung, divides Bandung from north to south before it merges with Citarum again in Dayakolot. The Bandung Basin is an important source of water for drinking water, irrigation and fisheries, and its 6,147 million m³ of groundwater is a major reservoir for the city. The northern part of the city is more hilly than the rest. The distinguished truncated flat peak shape of the Tangkuban Perahu volcano can be seen from the city to the north. Long-term volcanic activity has created fertile and isle soil in the north, suitable for intensive rice, fruit, tea, tobacco and coffee plantations. In the south and east, alluvial soils deposited by the Sekar Pundung River are mostly found. Geological data shows that the Bandung Basin is located on an ancient volcano, known as Mount Sunda, erected up to 3,000–4,000 meters during the Pleistocene age. Two large-scale eruptions took place. The first formed the basin and the other blocked the Citarum River, turning the basin into a lake known as the Great Prehistoric Lake of Bandung. The lake drained away, the reason for which is the subject of ongoing debate among geologists. Climate. The city of Bandung has a tropical highland rainforest monsoon climate. Due to its elevation, the climate in Bandung is cooler than most Indonesian cities and is classified as humid. The average temperature is 23.6 degrees Celsius throughout the year. The average annual rainfall ranges from 1,000 mm in the central and southeast regions to 3,500 mm in the north of the city. The wet season conforms with other Indonesian regions, around November to April. Despite its high elevation, no snow was recorded, due to its tropical location, even though lowest temperature recorded is 4.44 degrees Celsius. Also, it has wet and dry seasons, despite being located close to equator. History. The official name of the city was Bandung during the days of Dutch East Indies. The earliest reference to the city dates back to 1488. Although archaeological findings suggest a type of Homo erectus species had long previously lived on the banks of the Sekar-Pundung River and around the old lake of Bandung. During the 17th and 18th centuries, the Dutch East Indies Company opened plantations in the Bandung area. In 1786, a supply road connecting Batavia, Bogor, Cianjur, Bandung, Sumedang and Cirebon was constructed. In 1809, Napoleon Bonaparte, French emperor and conqueror of much of Europe including the Netherlands and its colonies, ordered the Dutch Indies governor H.W. Daendels to improve the defensive systems of Java to protect against the British in India. Daendels built a road, stretching approximately 1,000 kilometers from the west to the east coast of Java, passing through Bandung. In 1810, the road was laid down in Bandung and was named De Groot Postweg, the present-day site of Asia-Africa Street. Under Daendels' orders, R.A. Wiranata Kusuma II, the chief administration of the Bandung Regency at that time, moved its office from Krapiak, in the south, to a place near a pair of holy city wells, the present-day site of the city square. He built his Dalam, Masjid Agung and Pendopo in the classical orientation. The Pendopo faces Tangkuban Perahu mountain, which was believed to have a mystical ambience. In 1880, the first major railroad between Batavia and Bandung was completed, boosting light industry in Bandung. Chinese from outside the city flocked in, to help run facilities, services and selling vendor machines. The area around the train station is still recognizable as the old Chinatown district. In 1906, Bandung was given the status of Gemeente and then 20 years later Stadsgemeente. In the beginning of the 1920s, the Dutch East Indies government made plans to move the capital of Dutch East Indies from Batavia to Bandung. Accordingly, during this decade, the Dutch colonial government started building military barracks, the central government building and other government buildings. However, this plan was cut short by World War II, after which the Dutch were not able to re-establish their colony. The fertile area of the Parahyanggan Mountains surrounding Bandung supports productive tea plantations. In the 19th century, Frans Jungoen introduced the cinchona plant. With its cooler elevated landscape, surrounded by major plantations, Bandung became an exclusive European resort area. Rich plantation owners visited the city on weekends, attracting ladies and business people from the capital, Batavia. Braga Street grew into a promenade street with cafes, restaurants and boutique shops. Two Art Deco-style hotels, Savoy Home Inn and Preenga, were built in the vicinity of the Concordia Society, a clubhouse for the wealthy with a large ballroom and a theatre. The nickname, Paris van Java, was given to the city. After the Indonesian independence in 1945, Bandung was determined as the capital of West Java province. During the 1945 to 1949 independence struggle against the Dutch when they wanted to reclaim their colonies, Bandung was one of the heaviest battle places. At the end of World War II, nearly no Dutch troops were in Java. Before restoring Dutch sovereignty, the British took a military hold on Java's major cities. The British military commander set an ultimatum for the Indonesian combatants in Bandung to leave the city. In response, on the 24th of March 1946, much of the southern part of Bandung was deliberately set alight as the combatants left, an event known as the Bandung Lautan Api or Bandung Sea of Flame. In 1955, the First Asian-African Conference, also known as the Bandung Conference, was held in Bandung by President Sukarno, attended by head of states representing 29 countries and colonies from Asia and Africa. The conference venue was at the Gedung Merdeka, the former Concordia Society building. The conference announced 10 points of declaration on world peace promotion and oppositions against colonialism, known as the Declaration of Bandung, which followed by a wave of nationalism movements around the globe and remapped the world politics. The conference was also the first international conference of people of color in the history of mankind. Richard Wright, in his book, The Color Curtain, captured the epic meanings of the conference for people of color around the world. In 2005, the concurrent Asian-African Conference also taking partly in Bandung, bringing world figures such as President of Indonesia Susilo B. Yudhoyono, President of China Hu Jintao, Prime Minister of India Manmohan Singh, President of South Africa Thabo Mbeki, President of Nigeria Obasanjo, and countless other luminaries. In 1987, the city boundary was expanded with the Greater Bandung Plan, a relocation of higher concentration development outside the city in an attempt to dilute some of population in the old city. During its development, however, the city core is often uprooted, old faces are torn down, lot sizes regrouped, and what was idyllic residences bustling chain supermarkets and rich banks. Administration. The city area in 1906 was 19.22 square kilometers and by 1987 it was 167.2965 square kilometers. The city administration is divided into 26 districts and 139 villages. A mayor leads the city administration. Since 2008, the city residents directly voted for a mayor, while previously mayors were nominated and selected by the city council members or known as the Regional People's Representative Council. As of 2003, the total number of city administration personnel is 20,163. Administrative districts. Bandung City is divided into 30 districts, listed below with their populations at the 2010 census. Andir, Antapani, Arkamanik, Astananya, Babakan Ci Pare, Bandung Kidul, Bandung Kulon, Bandung Wetan, Batu Nunggal, Bojong Loakala, Bojong Loakidul, Bubachu, Sibianing Kala, Sibianing Kidul, Sibiru, Sisanda, Sidardip, Sinambo, Koblong, Gedabaga, Kirakondong, Lengkong, Mandalahati, Panyalukon, Rankizari, Rigol, Sukajadi, Sukasari, Summer Bandung, Ujung Berung. Cityscape. Demographics. In 2005, the population of Bandung was 2,290,464, with a density of 13,693 per square kilometers. The May 2010 census count result is 2,393,688 people, and based on the BPS data, the population of Bandung in 2014 was 2,470,802, making Bandung the third largest city in Indonesia. Most of Bandung's population are of Sundanese descent. Javanese are the largest minority. They mostly come from the nearby province and the eastern part of Java. Other minorities include Minangs, Malays, Bataks, and Chinese. Other international minorities include Koreans and Indians. Main sites. Bandung is home to numerous examples of Dutch colonial architecture, most notably the tropical Art Deco, dubbed New Indie style. Henry Maclean Pont was among the first Dutch architects to recognize the importance of combining each architectural style with local cultural traditions. He stressed that modern architecture should interact with local history and native elements. In 1920, Pont planned and designed buildings for the first technical university in the Dutch East Indies, Technische Hogeschool te Bandung, after which he was named as a professor in architecture at the university. A striking local Sundanese roof style is clearly seen adorning the top of the campus's ceremonial hall, embedded in his artwork. In the same year, another Dutch architect J. Gerber designed Gouvermentsbedrijven in line with the colonial government plan to move the capital from Batavia to Bandung. The building is an example of a harmonious mixture between West and East architectural styles, particularly the Italian Renaissance style of arch structures in the wings and pendobo-like structures commonly found in Java in the middle section. The building is known as Gedung Sate, named after the distinguished small satay-shaped structure on the roof, and is today used as the head office of West Java Provincial Government and West Java's House of Representatives. The modern and native architectural blending was followed by several Dutch architects that have shaped the city landmarks. In the 1930s, Bandung was known also as the City of Architecture Laboratory because of the many Dutch architects who experimented with new architectural designs. Albert Albers added the streamlined modern style to the Art Deco by designing the Dennisbank and renovated the Savoy Home and Hotel. CPW. Schermaker was one of architects who strongly added native elements in his artworks, including the Villa Isola, Hotel Preenga, the regional military headquarters, Gedung Merdeka and ITB Rectorate Building. Culture. Bandung is considered a major and significant cultural hub in Indonesia. Most people in the surrounding province of West Java are Sundanese. Sundanese language is spoken as the first language and is commonly used as informal language for communication in streets, school, campus, work and markets. While Indonesian, Indonesia's national language and a lingua franca among its many ethnic units, is used as a second language and the language of government, businesses, and instruction at schools. Tourism. Bandung is a popular weekend destination of residents of Jakarta. The cooler climate of the highland plantation area, the varieties of food, the cheaper fashion shops located in factory outlets and distro, golf courses, and the zoo, are some of the attractions of the city. Bandung is also a popular shopping destination for the good value of its textile and fashion products among Malaysians and Singaporeans. In the 1990s, local designers opened denim clothing stores along Cihampelis Street, which transformed into a jeans street. The city attracts people from other big cities to buy local fashion wares, as they are cheaper than branded items. Beside its Cihampelis Street, many factory outlets also opened at Raya Street, Setiabudi Street, and Juanda Street. Textile factories on the outskirts of Bandung have opened factory outlets on site selling what is marketed as season export. Bandung Supermall, Bandung Indah Plaza, Sea Walk, and Paris Van Java are popular shopping centers in Bandung. Significant tourist sites near Bandung include the Tangkuban Perahu volcano crater to the north, the striking Kawah Putih volcano lake, and Partenggang Lake, a lake surrounded by tea plantations about 50 kilometers to the south of the city. To see Bandung Basin clearly, which is surrounding by the mountains, we can see from Bongkor Protected Forest Area, Songdorong, Arkamanik, in slope of West Manglayang Mountain. People known the area as Kaing and Telu with entry from Padaska, Sikahiam to the north. The forest is located in 1,500 above mean sea level with pine trees managed by Government Corporation Perhutani and can be accessed in 30 minutes. Drive from downtown. Visitors going to the north of the city find also Taman Hutan Raya Raya, Juanda. Sikahiam area also hosts Bukit Moko, a touristic spot famous for its view and its steel statue of a giant star called Puncak Bintang. Bandung also has several museums that must be visited by tourists, such as the Geological Museum of Bandung, Indonesia, Postal Museum, Sri Bajaga Museum, and the Asian African Conference Museum. Sports Bandung is the hometown of the Persib Bandung football team, the most successful Indonesian football team in Asian competition as well as in the Indonesia Super League. Another team, Pelita Bandung Raya. The team also plays in the Indonesia Super League. Other popular sports in Bandung include badminton. The roads leading up to Lembang and Dago are popular routes for mountain cycling during the weekend, especially since Jalan Ir Juanda has been set as a car-free day on Sunday mornings. In the hillside around Bandung, there are several golf courses. Media Bandung has several local daily newspapers, including Pikiran Rakyat, Galamedia and Tribune Jabar. Several local television stations operate in Bandung, such as Trans 7, Trans TV, Net, TV1, RCTI, SCTV, Indosiar, ANTV, MNC-TV, Global TV, Metro TV, Our TV Bandung, Kompas TV Jawa Barat, and TVRI. Many radio stations broadcast from Bandung. Bandung has been featured in the 9th and 10th leg of the American reality series of The Amazing Race 23, popularizing the city to many viewers, especially Americans.